This conference will now be recorded.
In the previous session, we talked about creating a new database, new table. Okay, in case something has already been created, if I want to alter the table, I can go and always change the structure as well. Or if I don't like it, I can drop it. The way I am handling with the structure of the table, the way I'm handling the structure of the table, it is like create, alter, and drop, right? So the way I'm handling with the structure, it is create, alter, and drop. This becomes data definition language, right? So this becomes data definition language. Okay, once a structure is there, I start inserting some records, or maybe I'll be updating the records, or I'll be deleting the records. That becomes something like DML. So that is you're manipulating with the data. So try to understand, this is, the word is very important, manipulation. Okay, you're actually changing the data. Even if you're inserting a new record, it is a change. Even if you're updating an existing record, it is also going to be the change. And if you don't like it, maybe you will delete it. So everything you're dealing with the data, this becomes data manipulation language, right? But if you go for DDL, you're changing the structure. You're changing the structure, right? Now, once you have seen this, definitely they are going to ask a question. What is the difference between DDL and DML? What are the commands you will get it in DDL, or what are the commands you'll get it in DML? These are the questions they are going to ask you. Okay, few more are there, but this is a basic level, first level. Try to understand what this two means. Okay, now I think most of you have not seen the most of you are like will be knowing what exactly is a database, right? So at end of the day, where it is good going and saving. Okay, so just I'll show you a simple example.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Good morning. Uh, I just joined it. Did I miss anything now?
Oh, no, no, just now we have started. You have not missed anything.
Okay. Just to get the last one, yesterday's one. Did we have
I'm sorry.
yesterday at the end we are discussing on the renaming the database?
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that.
Oh,
We'll come back to
okay,
that.
sure. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So if you see in the real time, this is how the database will go and save in the server. Okay. So this is a server. If you see, most of your times you would have seen in your movies, or maybe you would have seen in your companies. So you'll be maintaining a server like this. This is where the data is going and saving. Okay. This is called the server, data server. Whatever you're changing or whatever you're doing, finally it is going and saving in this type of server. Okay, so that is what we are going to see. Okay, but in real time you're working with our system. In our system we have this type of workbench. In this workbench, let us say I have some data, and this is the data. But end of the day, where this is going and storing is going and storing in this type of database server, right? Now what exactly we are doing with this, why we are seeing this is, I will be explaining one simple concept. Okay, for that concept, let us draw with a simple analogy. Okay, so let us say you are using your laptop or system. Okay, and in that you have MySQL workbench. You're having MySQL workbench, and this is a database server. This is a database server. What do you mean by database server? Remember, this is a database server. This is a database server. This is where in the real time data will be stored. Okay, most of you would have seen in your organization there will be a separate room, like see it is called as a storage racks, okay, in a computer server room. So this is where the entire database is maintained. What you have seen is, maybe you should be seeing that it will be maintained in a cool temperature. No one will be allowed it, only authorized person will be allowed it. So all this type of things you have seen in your organization, in every organization you will see this. But in the real time, whichever business you are running, they will be maintaining a server. That is where the data is getting and storing. Okay, now we'll go back to our use case. Okay, so this is you're working with MySQL Workbench and you start running the code. Maybe you'll write insert, you'll write update, you'll write delete. Okay, so all this you will do it. Whatever you do, it is still available in your system. It is available in your system. If you want to push it to the database server, this is where the final data is going to go and store it. Okay, in between there is a barrier. There is one barrier. Okay, so yesterday I've told you, what did I tell? Delete, update. Very risky, very risky. Okay, something you don't write a where condition, it is going to update every one record. By mistake, one person has requested for changing the phone number, but what did I do? I did not write his where condition. The entire record in the Amazon customer table, everyone's phone number is updated with this number. Practically it cannot be possible. Practically it cannot be possible. Come for delete. One guy requested for deleting his account, but what is happening, if you are like deleting for one record, it's fine. But if you don't write where condition, entire customer data is gone. Okay, so now why I'm telling you this is, from your end you're a developer, until unless the commands crosses this barrier, you can retrieve back. You can retrieve back. Once it crosses this, once it crosses and it goes and save on this database, you cannot retrieve back. Whatever you have done, you cannot retrieve back. Okay, so this barrier is very, very important. If it crosses this barrier, you cannot retrieve back. See, I understand always humans make mistake. There will be like delete, update, some mistake you do, and you will be updating with respect to all customers or all delete. Something will happen, but finally, one thing you should also understand is you can retrieve it. Need not worry. You can retrieve it. Okay, you need not worry it. But once it crosses that, you cannot retrieve back. Okay, the basic concept behind this is, we are going to learn today something called transactional control language. We are going to see something about these three commands. These three commands will tell us how we can retrieve back. Suppose I inserted something in Excel, I can press Control Z. But what if I wanted to do it with respect to MySQL? Is we have to learn something, a concept called transactional control language. If you see here, once it goes and saves in the server, you cannot do anything. Until then, you have control over it. You're doing in your system, you're doing in your laptop, you're doing in your system. Whatever changes you're doing, you can see what you can retrieve back, what if the mistake is there, what you can do it. But everything you can do it, but in the real time, once it is go and saved in the server, you cannot do anything. Again, there are different people like DB administrators are there, and high level security people are there. They can retrieve back, but still it is not a good way. Once it reaches out of your control, it is always going to be risky. Okay, now how can you handle this? How can you handle this? Some mistake you make, some mistake you make before even going to the database server, I can still retrieve back. We will see how I can retrieve. Okay, so we'll run the commands and we will see how we are going to retrieve. Okay, for that what I will do, I'll create a new table. Okay, I'll create a new table. Okay, now let us say in which database I am. I will see which database is currently active. One India database. This is a database which we have created for our batch, and we'll see how many tables are there. I have customer table and product table, which we have created 2 tables. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm creating one table. I'm creating one table. Okay, so let us say I create one table with the ID, which is an integer data type, name which is a varchar data type, age as a integer data type, and I will run it. The table is run. Now again I'll go and show it. The TCL DB is something which is added. Okay, now if I go and select this TCL underscore TB is something which I don't have anything. Okay, now whatever changes I'm making, this is a developer version. The server or MySQL database which we have downloaded, it's a developer version. We have done it only for study purpose or maybe for implementation, but in the real time your MySQL will be on the server, or it will be like custom or with respect to an organization. So it will be like with respect to different, it will be like with respect to different servers. Okay, but what we are going to do is, I am going to create a barrier like this. I'm going to create a barrier like this. If I put barrier, what MySQL is telling is, if you put barrier, unless and until you tell something like commit, I am not going to push that code to the server. Very simple. I myself has created this barrier telling that unless and until you hear the word from me commit, don't save the things to database server. I myself has created a barrier. Okay, so I'm sure I know that I'm in the learning phase. I will make a mistake. I can run a delete statement, update statement without a where condition. Something I'll do. What if my actual customer's data is lost? What is actually my phone number is lost? Something I will go. So what happens? Directly some change you were making, it was directly going and saving in this. It was directly going and saving from year to year. Whatever I was working, it was going and saving in the server. But now what I've done, no, don't go and save it. Put one barrier or maybe in between step. Make sure you take confirmation from me again. I am the person who's going to write the code, but still you take a commitment from me telling that everything is correct. Can I move to the server? Can I move to the server? Ask this question before moving on committing to the database. So this is what I'm asking. Okay, for that what I will do is, by default, understand this is very important. By default, this will go and save here. Okay, so it is like getting auto committed. I did not do anything. I am not doing anything. Whatever changes I'm making, directly it is going and saving in the database server. Auto commit is activated in my SQL. Okay, but what I am telling, don't auto commit it. Wait for my commit statement. Once if I give commit statement, then only you move to the database server. Unless and until I give commit, store it in your system only, because I can make mistakes. I want to retrieve back. Once it is moved out of the control, I cannot able to retrieve back. So always create a barrier telling that I will be able to get back. Okay, and that barrier is called set auto commit equal to 0. By default commit will be 1. That means directly it will go and save to the database server. If it is going and saving in the database server, the information which you have done it with respect to the update or delete, it will go and come and save here. You cannot retrieve back. But what I am telling my system, you don't go and save it. You wait for my confirmation. If I am telling you wait, everything whatever done it's correct, only then you commit to the system. Unless and until you hold on. This is a meaning of set auto commit equal to 0. I can clearly tell wait for my confirmation. Okay, wait for my confirmation. Only after I give commit statement, you can go and update it or delete it. You can update or delete in the server. Okay, so wait for my confirmation. So I will be setting auto commit equal to 0. By default it is 1. By default it is 1 means directly it will go and update to the server. I don't want that. I need this barrier. Okay, now what I will do, a very simple inserts I will do. Some values I'm giving, insert, 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 everything, insert, insert, insert I'm giving. Okay, now if I run the select stock code, this is the data. This is a data. I have ID, I have name, I have age. I have with respect to 5 students. Okay, so this is the 5 students data. Now what I will do, after this, now I am going to test this code. What is commit, what is rollback, what is save point. Okay, so I am going to work on this one by one. Okay, first thing what I will do is, before anything, like I need to tell my system, okay, what is my start of the code. Okay, I'm telling that you have to save it, right? You have to save at one point of time. You ask my permission. Unless and until you ask my permission, don't go and save to the database server. So something which I'm asking, so I will be always going with something called start transaction. Okay, see, observe this. Line number 35 is very important. I'm going to start the code. I will be running start transaction. Okay, the moment I write the start transaction, what I will do, initially the data is there. The data is there. 5 customers information is there. What I will do now, I will delete it. By mistake, I wrote a delete statement without a where condition. What happened? The entire information, if you see here, it's deleted. Line number 36 has deleted all my customers, all the age by mistake. I have given a delete condition without a where, everything is deleted. Line number 37, I'm just checking you, showing you where is the records. It's not there. Okay, now what I will do, there is a command called rollback. There is a command called rollback. The moment I run this rollback, now I go and select this, select star from TCL, I got back. Line number 36, whatever I've deleted, everything I have got back in the step number, line number 39, because I'm running a rollback.
Actually, I haven't one doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
Uh, it's someone deleted in not now, or like 4 days back or 5 days back. we want to retrieve the data from 4 days back or 5 days, we can use rollback command.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. We are still at the start of the point. I'll tell you that. I'll cover this. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
how did I get to know? How did I get to know, or how did the system got to know line number 38 rollback? Okay, till where it has rollback is it is rollback into start of the code. Wherever it is finding a start transaction, until then it is rolling back. Okay. Now this is fine. I understood. Now again I will repeat it. Again I'll repeat it. This is a data I'm having. I'm starting my transaction. I'm deleting it. I'm deleting it. Now again I'm running it. Nothing is there. Now I will run rollback. The moment I run rollback, everything, all the data has to come back again. All the data has to come back again. The moment I write rollback, and now I'll click the select start from TCL. I've got all the records. I've got all the records. This is something which we are learning is we call it as rollback. What exactly is rollback is telling? Rollback command is used to undo transaction that have not already been saved. Still I have not saved to my server. Still I have not saved my server because I have to give commit. Only if I give commit, it will go and save it. I can roll back and get the retrieve back the data. Using rollback, I can retrieve back the data. That is what we have seen here. That is what we have seen here. There is delete statement and I was able to get it. Okay. I'll show you one more example. I'll show you one more example. Again, there is a start of transaction. Okay. Again, there is a start of transaction. After start of transaction, let me run the select statement for you just to show what are the records present. What are the records present? Raja, Anil, Ramu, Anand, Ari. 5 members are there. Okay. Now I will delete one record. I will delete Raja record. I will delete Raja record. So if I delete Raja record, now if I go and select this table, Raja is not there. ID number 1, name Raja, age 30, something was there. It was not there. Line number 45, we have deleted the Raja account. But do you think that guy will come? That guy will turn back? Hey, sorry. Immediately, I also thought of telling that I want to like I want to retrieve the data. I don't want to deactivate my account. Some request, back-to-back request is given. But what the system will do is they have to get back his data again. What they will do? What they will do now? If you see, Raja is not there. But now, if I run rollback. Now if I run rollback, now if I go and select it, I got the Raja. Here I deleted everyone. Here I deleted Raja. Whatever I deleted, if I run the rollback, I was able to get back the original record. Okay. Now this I am showing with respect to delete. Let me show with respect to update. Okay. First I will start the transaction. Okay. Then what I will do, I'm updating the update statement we have already seen. Update table, set age equal to some number where name equal to Raja or Anil. Something I'm doing it. I will update this to. I will go and show you. I will go and show you what is the select code. If you see here, Raja and Anil age is turned to 99 and 99. That is what I'm updating. That is what my updating. But I know that I've done my mistake in my update. I want to roll back it. Just go and run the rollback. If you run the rollback, it is going to roll back till line number 52 because that is where I started my transaction. So if I go and roll back it, now I run this select code. 99 was which I updated. It has rolled back to 25 and 26. which is my original record. So whether you update it or you delete it, or you can delete for everything, if you can write a rollback, you can retrieve back the data. Okay, there is one problem now. Okay, I'll explain that problem now. What is the problem with this? I'll repeat it. Let us say I usually log into my office at 8 a.m. Okay, morning. Immediately I go and write some code, SQL code. Okay, I'll keep on write multiple lines. At 10 a.m. I'll go for breakfast. Maybe I'll take one break. This is I'm talking in terms of office. After 10 a.m., maybe from again 10:30 till 1 o'clock, I start writing some code again. Okay, after 1 to 2, I'll go for lunch break. Again 2 o'clock I'll start my work. 4 o'clock I will finish. I'll write some code. Okay, then 4 to 5 again a small break. I want to leave office at 5 o'clock. Understand? I want to leave the office at 5 o'clock. From morning everything I was very active. I was writing each and every word with extra careful. Okay, I was writing with extra careless. I did not make any mistake. What happens at the last moment before leaving the office? I was thinking to go home, right? So in that hurry, what I did some mistake. I wrote a update statement without a where condition, delete without a where condition. I did the mistake in the 5 o'clock. What I can do now? We have a very good friend, rollback. We have a very good friend, rollback. But one thing you have to observe is, if I roll back from this mistake, it will roll back to the start of the day. The day when I started working on it, from there onwards, everything has been rolled back. The simple mistake which I've done it towards the end of my day, my entire active period, or maybe whatever code I've written, everything was rolled back again. In the lunch break, in the break, on the tea break, whatever breaks I've done it, everything I will roll back to my original. I would say that my entire day is wasted. Agree? Just one simple mistake towards the end of my day, that rollback is going to ruin my entire day. Again, next day I will start from the fresh. I will start from whatever the code I've written on the first line. I will be starting from there. Don't you think this is something which I'm losing a lot of time? Where did you make a mistake? Can you roll back only that? Rather than rolling back to the start of the transaction, can you roll only to that? Understood the problem? Yes, our best friend is there, rollback, which can retrieve back. But if I want to retrieve back, it will go and retrieve back like where I started my transaction. The start transaction is the first line of code which I executed in the morning 8 o'clock. That everything will be rolled back to start transaction. All it was good. till lunch break, breakfast, everything, right? Every code I was writing correct. But towards whenever I'm moving out of the office, by within hurry, like I want to catch a train, I want to catch metro, I want to catch a taxi, everything. With that mistake, I did one simple mistake, and that entire day is gone. I can get it. You did a mistake, you can get it with using rollback, but the entire day's transaction, it is going.
Hello,
Yes,
Santosh.
yes.
I have a doubt.
Hmm.
If I, if in case if in case start transaction command not, I didn't run initially, rollback was not worked.
Uh, you have not given start transaction.
Initially I am not giving in start transaction command. After we are working on insert delete and all the transactions I am going to running without giving start transaction. If we, is it work for rollback command?
See, rollback is what? You can retrieve back the record. You have to tell the system. You have to tell the system till where I have to retrieve back. That was my start of the transaction. Like start transaction will tell you this is a starting line code. Keep an extra care. You're telling the system this is point you remember again, because I may go wrong in midway. I may delete something. I may update something. You can always go and roll back till this point. The start of the code, that is a start transaction. You're telling the system keep an extra of careness on this, like you mark it somewhere, it is important. This is a point, something which I go wrong, you can always come back to the start transaction is something which I'm telling. That is the reason I've given the start transaction. If I don't
Okay.
give the start transaction, rollback will don't know till where I have to roll back, whether it is from morning or it is yesterday's. It will not know where to roll back it. So that is the reason. If you tell start transaction, you're telling the system that okay, wait, hold on, this is where I'll be taking extra care. In case something goes wrong, I will always go and roll back to this start transaction. Something
Okay.
I did a mistake in 99, but if I roll back it, rollback will go and start roll back till this start transaction. Original values will be achieved from this point.
Okay. Thank
Okay, but now the problem is it is going to waste my entire transaction. It is going to waste my entire transaction. That is the entire day's record is been gone. Okay, how to handle this? How to handle this? Okay, now, how can I handle this is, what I will do, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m. What I'm going to do is every time whenever I'm taking a break or something which I do, I create one flag. I create one flag. Okay. So what I can do is this was executed correctly. Executed correctly. The code which I wrote here, everything was fine. 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 Here I did some mistake. If I do a mistake, this is a mistake. It has happened 4 to 6. Then if you roll back it, there is a possibility that you have to go and roll back till the start of the date. This you can avoid it. You can roll back to only certain time. Rather than wasting your entire day transaction, all this was correct. You did a mistake only between 4 to 6. You can always go and roll back to certain time. How you will mention that you already have created a flag at that point? You will roll back to that flag. Okay, this is how I can overcome. Now we will see practically how this is possible. We will see practically. What I will do is, first I will save the transaction. And I am going to create one flag. That flag name I will give as A, B, C, D, E, F. Some flag name I will give. Okay, so after start transaction, I will save that point as save point A. What exactly it means? Creating flag. I'm creating some flag. Okay, till now you can roll back. Till here you can roll back. Something I am doing. Okay, so this is the records I have currently. I have Raja, Anil, Ramu, Anand, and Ari. What I will do, I will create one insert statement. Okay, I will insert a new person. The moment I insert a new person, I will run select code for you. So if you run the select code, there is one new person added to my list. New person is added to my list. This is still my lunch break or maybe breakfast time. So this is also I will save it. So I will tell that I will save the point as save point B. Save point B. It's went well. Till 10, everything went well. Okay. Now after that, this is my, maybe I can call it as after my breakfast time. I did some updates. Then I will go and update Ramu's age with respect to 99. So you go and see what is the Ramu age. I will run the select code again. Ramu's age has to be updated 99. This was my original data. Okay, Ramu's age was something like 24. I updated to 99, and this is a new person I've added. This I added in my morning time. This I updated in my lunch time. Okay, see, I'm giving an example. All this lunchtime, all this for the basic understanding. Don't confuse that. Okay, this is how it works. It's just telling you that these are all the save points we can do it. Okay, so this is one thing I updated. This is one thing I updated, and again I will go and save it with respect to save point C. The third flag. Okay, 12 noon. Now what happens? After that? I will delete 3 records. I will delete 1 record ID. I will delete 2 record. I will delete 3rd record. Okay, now I will go and run the select code here. Now if I run the select code, 3 records has been deleted. ID number 1, ID number 2, ID number 3. Now if I just write rollback, if I write this rollback, it is going to roll back to the start of the day, that is line number 59. But I don't want that. I need this person to be existing. This is a correct data. I need Ramu's age to be 99. This also I need to have. The only mistake happened was in the delete statement. 3 data has been deleted. Ramu Raja record has been deleted. ID number 1, ID number 2, ID number 3 is deleted. What I can do is, rather than writing only rollback, you write rollback to C. That means I am rollbacking only to that flag. Where the mistake happened, only to that I am rolling back. Now if I run the rollback, now if I run the select statement, see, ID number 1, ID number 2, ID number 3 is coming. I was able to get back the only to the C position. But if you see, the new person record is also present. Ramu's age is also present. These are the 2 things which I updated in the same transaction. But what I've done, I have not rolled back to that. I have rolled back only to save point C. I know after C only I did a mistake. I did a delete statement after C. So easily I can go and retrieve back whichever is been implemented after C. Now I can say this is also wrong. How can Ramu's age be 99? So this is a mistake. So I want to roll back now. Very simple. Go and roll back to B. Why B? Why B? So after B only I updated this. I want to roll back to this point. Just go and write roll back to B. Now if you run the select statement, Ramu's age, which was 99, it again changed back to its original position. But still, you will see that new person record that is inserted. You can still see that new person record that is inserted. Where is that insert is coming from? It is insert coming from this one. Okay, you don't give anything. You don't give anything. You just give rollback. You just give rollback. It will go to the original position. This was my original record. 5 members. Raja, Anil, Ramu, Anand, Ari were my 5 records. It went to the original transaction. Basically, what this rollback is doing is it is going and rollbacking to my first start of the code. But something, if I want to have intermediate steps, I can create some flags. That flag name is called save point. Okay, these are all the save points. If I give the save point, I can clearly tell that at what point I can save it and I can get it. This is very important, because sometimes the mistake you make, you may go back to the main transaction, but that I did not want it to happen. I wanted to happen at specific levels. That specific levels, I'm just keeping some flags: red flag, green flag, orange flag. Wherever the mistake happened, just go back to that position. Why are you going till morning? This is the advantages of save point.
One
Here
small
and
doubt.
there. Yes.
Swap to the whiteboard ones. Yeah, here, so for let's suppose I did a mistake in B. I mean B
Okay.
to C. The transactions
Okay.
between B to C, I did a mistake. So if I give a rollback command to B, then what about the transactions happened in D, E, F? Will that be deleted? Is there any option to go only the transactions happened between B and C and make changes there?
See, you're writing the code in this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're writing the code in this way. You're telling I did a mistake in this group. Okay. If you do it mistake in the group, first you have to roll back to this position. From year to year, you have to roll back, right? So this also will be got back. So this is intermediate position. If you have made a mistake in intermediate position, at C level, you will get to know that I have done a mistake. So what you have to do, you have to roll back. This means, okay, only a certain transaction you cannot do it. You have to come back here first. This will be your base now. Then you go back here and then update till here. So possibly you can get a data, you can retrieve back. But since you have made it an intermediate step, all these steps also is has to be repeated.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any question on this save point? Save point A, save point B, save point C. I'm just saving the levels, intermediate levels, and you just go and write roll back to A, or roll back to B, or roll back to C. Okay. Now we'll go and see what is the definition. Save point, it is used to roll the transaction back to certain point. This is what the definition says. It is used to roll the transaction back to the certain point. That means what I'm going to have some flags, and I can save it with respect to certain save points. That is what save point is. Okay, what is rollback? Rollback is something which you have seen. Rollback command is used to undo transaction that have not already been saved. Okay, so something which I have not saved it, that means I have not committed yet. I can go and write a rollback and I can get it. Okay, now we'll see. One more example now. One more example. Okay. So what is my original data now? 5 records are there. ID, name, age, ID, name, age is there. Okay. Now, what I will do is, first I will select this code. 5 records are there. Now I will start my transaction. The moment I start the transaction, I will save the point. It's my start of the day. I started it. Now what I will do, I will alter the table. I will alter the table. Okay. So how do I alter the table? Alter table, table name, add column, company, and the company's data type I am giving. I will add this. After adding this, if I go and write the select code, company is been added. Company is been added. Okay. So alter statement, after altering it, I'm seeing this select start from table. There is one new column added, that is called company. Again, I will save it. To make sure that something went wrong, I can easily go and roll back till here. Again, I saved it. Next what I did, since this was my company, I will update everyone's company as TCS. Update table, set company equal to TCS. Update statement, without a where clause, it is going to update everyone's record. Now I'll go and run the select code. For everyone, the TCS has been applied. Okay. Now can anyone tell me what will happen if I give rollback to Y?
Company will be null.
Company will be null. Okay. Anyone else not agreeing with the answer? Rollback to Y means this is Y. Okay. So before that, what I've done, I've updated the company equal to TCS. So let me run this rollback to Y. Now I'll go and run this select code. Yes, company is null. Correct. One more question. Roll back to X now.
No change.
No change. Okay. Anyone? What will happen
There
if
will
I go
not be
to?
Company will be deleted.
Sorry.
there will not be any column called a company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Company
Okay.
column is deleted.
Okay. So you're telling that the entire column should not be there. The entire column should not be there. Okay. That is what our understanding is. Whatever you've seen, like you're like changing with respect to different save point. This save point means this statement we should not be executed. I have to get my original record. I will go and roll back to X. Now if I go and select this code, I can still see the company. Practically, as per our understanding, this should not be there. Why it should not be there? Because something which I've given the save point, after that save point I've altered it, so this alter statement should not work. Okay. But one thing you have to observe is
It is the DDL command.
yes, DDL command cannot be retrieved. Only DML, like insert, update, delete, can be retrieved. Very important. Okay. This is a difference between DDL and DML. Something you change a structure. This is a DDL. Alter command comes in the structure. Where does alter command come? This is alter command. Alter command is coming in the data definition language. DDL cannot be retrieved back whereas DML can be retrieved back. This is what the answer I'm expecting when I was an interviewer. If I was an interviewer, I will ask you what is the difference between DDL and DML. You have to tell that DDL is like, basically this is DDL. So what is DDL? It is a data definition language. You're changing the structure of the table. Maybe like create statement, alter statement, or drop statement. All this becomes a data definition language. This is something like you're changing the structure. Whereas come for this DML, you're actually manipulating the data. It could be insert, it could be update, could be delete. You're actually changing the data here. This can be retrieved back because everyone makes mistakes in data only. Structure I am not going to define, right? Client will tell me, hey, can you add a new column? Can you add a new can you change the column? Can you rename the column? All this something client is going to give. Client will be very much specific what is his requirement is, but I am the person who will do mistake in delete, who will make mistake in insert, update. So the main difference between DDL commands and DML commands is DML commands, insert, update, delete, can be rollback. DDL cannot be rolled back. If this is the answer, if you're telling, then this is how the client, the interviewer was also is expecting. Just you cannot tell that this is there you're creating, you're in inserting. No, nothing like that. You have to give an extra word telling that DML command can be rolled back. What is a rollback? You can retrieve back the data. That is a simple example I've shown here you. Okay, what exactly the example which we are seeing here is alter statement is not working because of DDL. See, practically, as I said, it should not, you should not have a column data as well. Column should not at all be there. Okay, but it is there. But now you may ask me, let us say I save this point and I'll update TCS. Okay, TCS is there. But if I give Y, it will roll back to Y. That means this TCS will not be updated for all the records. Why it is happening? Why it is happening? Because that is DML. Update is a data manipulation language. So clearly I can show you that this is a proof that DDL cannot be rolled back. DML can be rolled back. This is the difference which I'm expecting when I'm asking what is DDL and what is DML. Okay, any questions?
Hello, Santosh.
Yes.
Hello.
Tell me. I'm able to hear you. Tell me.
Yeah, one thing is that DDL is a auto commit by default. DM is not auto commit by default. Okay. Now, what the question is, one of the student has asked, can we roll back the DML statements of yesterday's?
Yeah, I'll come back to that. I'll still have not reached that point.
Okay.
I'll still that question is sparked. So I'll come back to that. Okay. Now what we will do? We will go and see the last one. That is commit. That is commit. Okay. So commit, I will now write it as a commit. This is a command which is pending now. Okay. So we'll go and work that. So for that also I'm going to show with a simple example. Okay, now I have this column, right? So I'll delete this. So I'll go and drop it and I'll recreate it. I'll drop this table. I will recreate it. If I go and run the select statement, yeah, this is my original record. This is my original record. Okay, so this original record, what I will do is I will go and see the records. Now I'll go and write some statements for this. Okay,
So first, this is the start of this is select code. This is there. I am updating the Rajas and Anil age to 100 and 100. Update statement, update statement. Okay. So after I update it, again I'll write a select code. Rajas and Anil's age is updated to 100 and 100. Okay. Now what I'm telling my system is, after updating this, I will be giving something called commit. If I tell commit, if I tell commit, I am telling my database, I am telling my server, everything whatever I've done, it is committed. You can move to the server. Whatever code you're doing, I am giving an extra confirmation that this is correct. Okay. So now if you see, if I run this commit, confirm to database telling that this is correct. Okay. What I will do now, after committing, okay, again I will update something like for 3 and 4 I will be updating the age as 100. I'm setting the age equal to 100. Now if I write the select statement here, all the 4 ages is turned to 100, 100, 100, 100. First I updated 1 to 2, and next I updated 3 to 4. I am updating all the age as 100, 100, 100, 100. Okay. But if I run the rollback now, now I'm going to run the select statement again. Only Ramu and Anand age, which is the ID number 3 and ID number 4, is retrieved back. Only this is retrieved back. This is not retrieved back. Why? Because after that update, I have told my system commit. If it is commit, blindly it will go and save to the database server. Once it is going and saving in the database server, you cannot retrieve back from your end. You cannot retrieve back. You even write rollback X, rollback Y, you write complete rollback. Once it is committed, committed is always committed. The moment you tell commit, it is going to think that, okay, this person has given me the confirmation, whatever he has written, it is everything is correct. So everything is going and saving in the database server. That is what the actual meaning of commit is. The moment I give commit, whatever rollback you write, see, even you may argue with me like, this is a DML, data manipulation should be able to retrieve back. That is what we have seen in the from start of the class. We have deleted, we have updated it, we have rolled back it. Here also I am rolling back this values. I rolled back. Okay, I'll show it again. I will update these two commands. I will select the code. All 4 ages is 100, 100, 100, 100. But if I run the rollback, you can see that this value is being retrieved back, whereas this person's data is not retrieved back. Why? Because I have told the system commit. Commit means you're telling the database everything is correct. You move the data to the database server. That is the actual meaning of commit. Okay, now we'll go and see what is the definition. The definition for commit will be, commit command is used to save all the transaction to the database. It will go and save to the server. Once it is going and saving to the server, you cannot retrieve back. Even though it's a delete, even though it's an update, you cannot retrieve back, because commit is a command you're giving to the system. I am correct. Whatever value I am giving, it is correct. You go and save it to the database. This is a meaning of commit. That is the reason here I am not able to retrieve this back. because clearly I have given the commit statement. Okay, now if you see here, I repeat this process again. Okay, I'll go and recreate the table. I recreated it. I'll insert it. Okay, now if you go and see this is my original record. Raja, Anil, Ramu, Anand, Ari, 25, 26, 24, 22, 22 is there. I go and update 1 and 2. These two people's age I update to 100, 100. Okay, I'll update it. Now I'll select it. Now I'm having this. Okay, if I don't commit it, maybe I will comment this. Now I will run this update. Okay, now I'll select this select statement. All 100, 100, 100, 100 is updated. This I did for the first time. This again I did for the second time. Now I'll go and roll back it. Now I'll go and run the select statement. Okay, what happened? Something is missing in this. Can anyone tell me what is missing?
Start transaction.
Yes, start transaction is something which I missed it. Okay, so first I will start the transaction. Maybe I have to insert the records again. So I'll go to insert. Okay, so after insert, maybe I'll start the transaction. I'll see what is the record present. These are the record present, and I'll go and update 2 records. Again, I'll update 2 records. Okay, now I will run the select code. 100, 100, 100, 100. All data is 100, 100, 100. Now I'll go and run the rollback. If I run the rollback, again if I run that select star, all the data which is been retrieved back again. All 100, 100, 100, 100 was present here. Everything has been retrieved back. Okay, but what if I had given commit? What if I given commit? This is I'm starting the transaction. I'm seeing the select records. All the original records is there. Now I'll update 1, 2 as age as 100. Okay, now I will give commit. Now I'll give commit. Commit means I'm telling to the database, yes, this is correct value. You don't ask anyone. You directly go and save to the database server. That is the meaning of commit. I commit it now. Again, I will go and set up this update statement. Now, if you see the records, everyone else is 100, 100, 100, 100. But these 2 people will not change because I've committed it. After commit, whatever command I am giving, only that will roll back now. If I run the rollback, now if I go and run the select code, you can see this is rolled back, whereas this is not rolled back, Raja and Anil, because it is committed. Okay, so now this is a meaning of commit. Now to answer the question, unless and until you commit, you can retrieve back the data. It could be 1 day, it could be 2 days, it could be 3 days, it could be even 1 month. Unless and until if you have given commit, unless and until you give it commit, still the data is being stored in your buffer. Once you give commit, that transaction will go there. See, just 1 minute back, whatever changes I've done also, I cannot retrieve back if I commit it. I updated this too. This is going and changing in the original table, in the server only. I cannot do anything because I did a commit. Commit means correct. It's correct. Whatever done, it's correct. But before running the commit, I will be having control over rolling back to different transaction. It could be 1 day, it could be 2 days, it could be 3 days, it could be 4 days. Unless and until I give commit, it can always be rolled back. Okay, so what you have to do is, maybe last week I gave a commit, this week I gave a commit. In between this, before giving commit, the mistake I do, let us say I did something mistake on Monday or Sunday. If I go roll back it, it will go and retrieve back to the previous commit. It will go and save to the previous commit. Okay, let me explain you. So let us say this is 15th March, this is 20th March, this is 25th March. Okay, so something you would have committed here, something mistake you make here, you write a rollback, it will go and retrieve back till this point. It will go and retrieve back to this point. This is retrievable because it will go and save to previous commit. So that is how you can write, and you will be able to get with respect to certain days also. Unless and until you commit it, you can always go and retrieve back. Is it clear?
Another thing is, can we, the same as a rollback, a save point, can we do the commit to a certain point?
You can save up, sorry?
Can we commit to a certain point? Commit to a certain transaction, commit to another certain, just like rollback to a point, rollback to A, rollback to B. Can we do something for the commit also?
I'm not getting, like you are asking, I want to commit to certain save points.
Yes.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Just like you're saving, you're giving some save points, you can commit it. But make sure once you have committed it, okay, once you have committed it, you have to go back, means you have to run rollback only, right? You cannot go and commit with respect to certain points. You understand? See, commit is what? Saving to the database.
I don't think I'm clear. What I'm saying is, so for example, you have done some few updates. You started the transaction, you have done 4 updates to a save point A, and then you deleted 2, which is save point B. Now I want to commit to A, just a transaction, save point A. Now I don't want to commit to the B. So can I do that one? Commit to A.
Commit to A.
Yeah.
This is save point A. Let me go back to this. Let
Yeah.
us say this is save point A, and you're
Yeah.
telling I want to commit to save.
No,
Okay,
no.
instead of that,
Yeah, this is save point A, right? Then now I inserted this one, then select it, then save point B. Now I want to, after save point B, I want to commit to save point A.
no, you cannot do that. But what you can do is you can give some transaction, like start transaction. Like for this, let us say this is one transaction. Okay, so for this transaction, maybe you are going and writing one more transaction. So that transaction level only it can be rolled back. It's not like intermediate step. You cannot see one transaction means that transaction is has to be complete. Let us say you send money to someone in a transaction. In between, how can you cancel? If you cancel it, the entire transaction is gone. It's not that half amount will go. The same way the concept here also, if you're starting the transaction, you can roll back only to the transaction only. You cannot commit to intermediate transaction, not possible. Either it is success or it's a failure. Like either you complete the transaction or you break the transaction. In between, if you do it, it is always going to cancel it.
So if I want to give the commit, I have to give the commit after the save point A or save point B. In both the cases, it will be committing to the previous save point.
Correct. Previous save point. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sandesh.
Yeah.
Santosh, I have a question.
Mhm.
In case if we close this session and after 2 days, if we want to, we have done some coding by starting the transaction itself, but by mistake we didn't do rollback or commit anything. We didn't end up, and we have closed the session. and the next day if we want to commit the transaction or roll back the transaction, how can we tell to database like that particular transaction only we need to commit or roll back?
Whatever the previous transaction you have run, okay, let us say yesterday I've run some transaction and that transaction was still active, okay, until the end of the day it was active, but something happened to your system and the database got shut down, okay, that transaction is treated to be as a fault, like means it's gone. You cannot do anything because it's abruptly you have closed it. Either you have not given a save point. If you have given a save point, you could have retrieved back. You have not given a commit. If you have given a commit, it will directly go to the database. That also you have not done. Directly you have closed means the entire session is closed. So you cannot retrieve back the previous session, previous transaction, because it was closed abruptly. But before that, if you have given some save point, you have given some save transactions, that level you can retrieve back. But yesterday's, it's like completely gone. Why? Because you have abruptly closed the session.
While telling the example, like we can retrieve the data after when like 25th March we can retrieve the data, like that you have said, right? So only if the session is active, then only we can
Yes.
roll back.
Yes, correct. You all know that database server works 24/7. Anytime the database should be active. If the database down, the complete application will go down. Okay, so always the data has to be active. That means the database always will be actively in session oriented. Not you, like finally I'm talking about a real-time application. Forget about a desktop. In the real-time server, always it's going to be active. So there you will be like running a commit rollback. Everything will be session oriented. So everything can be retrieved back. So if I want to have an abruptly something session has happened, the transaction will get failed. It's like a normal transaction. You transact something to someone, or maybe they are transacting. It's like a message, right? You have completed the transaction. Something happens in between. Let us say you do some transaction to someone, in between you lose your internet. What happens? The entire application comes out, right? Either the person will receive the money or you will receive the money. It can go either way. Just like that, either you can be able to get the data, or you may not be able to get the data. It is like a toss. Either it can come your way or it can go that way. But always remember, the database will be always session oriented. It's clear?
Yes, Santosh, thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? One thing you can expect in the interview question is the DDL and DML difference. Okay, and rollback is something you have to bring it in the picture, telling that DML can be rolled back, whereas DDL cannot be rolled back. This is the one thing you have to tell. And maybe they will ask you, what if I want to roll back to certain steps? You can tell that we have a save point. Using the save point, you can go back to the certain levels. That if you do it, maybe you will be able to get that as well. Okay, so these things if you can tell, you will be able to. This is a basic questions they will ask. Okay, very basic level, very basic level questions, and you can tell this. Okay, so what we have seen so far, in the basic commands, this was like basic command syntax. We have grouped into, we have created a new database, one India. We have created multiple tables, and we have dropped it, and we inserted some records. And if I don't like it, I will always go and update it. There's some value which I updated it. And how to see the records? Select star from table. If I want specific columns, in the place of star, give column name. If I want with respect to specific column. Okay, that we have seen. And again, we have seen the update statement. With respect to the update statement, if something has been changed, we go and update it, and we are grouping them all to DDL, data definition language. Okay, create, alter, drop. Now I will be like data manipulation language, where you're manipulating the data, insert, update, delete. Okay, you're manipulating with the data. And we have seen something like data query language. Very simple. It is the only command used to see the records, that is select command. So usually we don't read this as a DQL. Some of the organizations or some of the research papers will tell that they don't group select, into any of the category, but we will be grouping into data query language, because this is something which is related. You can get the record, you can see the record, you can do whatever you want. So we'll put it as a query language. This is very simple. And now finally we saw about transactional control language. Okay, and only one thing is pending, is data control language. Okay, so this I'll not be able to show practically because it is my developer version, but I can explain you what exactly it is. Okay, let us say you have a data like this. Okay, you have name, employee, age, employee phone number, and employee salary. Okay, so this is this is a table. So let us say this is a person, this is a age, this is a phone number, and this is a salary. Okay, now I have one more person. This is his age, this is his phone number, and this is his salary. I'll create one more, last one. This is a table. This is a table. Okay, so in this table, one thing you're observing is, this is all a normal data. This one I will call it as sensitive data, because employee salary is something, it is openly available to all the users. There is a possibility that they can see others salary. Okay, I'm giving an example. Salary, there could be something called balance. If you're working for a bank project, your client balance will be hidden from you, because you may start, okay, telling that, oh, this client salary is this much, is making business with this bank, so you're leaking the information. Are you going to be quiet? Definitely not. You will see all your client information, client's phone number. See, something happens with my client. Last week I had an escalation with my client. If I was able to get his information, I can take out his phone number, I can start misusing it. Possible, right? Data leak is possible. And I will see his salary, and I'll start speaking to my colleagues. This guy is getting this much salary, and this guy is like giving business to this many companies. So I can start speaking something if I see this records. Okay, I can do all this, but the thing is, this all are sensitive information. Age, maybe not, age is also it a factor, but phone number, salary, balance, what are years purchase, everything I will treat it as sensitive. Okay, so what happens, this is a sensitive table. Let us say I have one more, I will make it as a balance. Okay, I'll make balance as, maybe is having 1 lakh, this guy is having 1.5 lakh balance, and this guy is having 2 lakh balance. So everything I will again treat it to be sensitive. Everything I'll again treat it to be sensitive. Okay, now Now let us say I am the manager. Tomorrow you're coming and working in KSR. Okay, so I am the manager, you are working in coming in KSR. The moment you come to KSR, you will not be able to see our salary or balance, because this entire table I will treat it to be sensitive table. Sensitive table. I cannot tell that, okay, you come directly to KSR. You are an employee. You have come as an employee. Okay, you have come an employee, but I will, being a manager, I will make sure you don't read this table. You don't read this table. Why? You should not read this table, because this is sensitive. What I will do, as a manager, I can go and give the privilege to see it, or I can remove the privilege to see it. Very simple. Today you are coming at the table, you are coming as a project, you are coming as an employee to KSR. I will trust you. Okay, I'll tell that, I'll give some instructions. See, this is a sensitive information, you are finding all the details from KSR, please don't misuse it. I will take all the terms and conditions from you, and I will give access to you. Grant access. Grant means granting the access to see the table. I'm giving some privilege to you. You can access the table. But if you don't, if you're done with the project and you're moving out of the KSR, even after going out of the KSR, what if you still access my data? So before even you going out, I will take back your permission. Taking back the permission is called revoke. Grant is giving the grant access, and revoke is revoking the access. Okay, so how we can write this command now? How we can write this command now? If you see here, this is actually my local instance. My local instance, I mean to say, my database you have already installed, right? So you can see that the username of my database is root. Okay, and password something I have given. Okay, this is my so this is my something I have given admin. So this is my MySQL server. In the real time, always your username going to be your name. They will create, the company will create for you. This will be my database name currently in my organization. Okay, your username in the database will be something with respect to, either it could be employee ID or name, something like that. So let us say this was your name. But here, since I'm using it my developer version, you are finding at root. You can change that as well. But in the real time, your name will be the username with respect to each and every person. Okay, now what I will do, as a manager, what I will do, I will write, this is giving permission. Okay, I will write grant select on TCL DB or maybe customer DB to Kiran. That is all it is. I will run like this. So what I'm doing, I am giving the customer table access to Kiran. Kiran is a new employee. For this new employee, I am going to give access to him. What I'm doing, I'm going to give only select access. This guy Kiran, he can run only the select code, nothing else. You cannot write anything, you cannot insert the data, you cannot update the data, because this is my original table. What if he inserts his name into customer table? There is possibility, right? Anyone can write insert statement. Okay, insert statement is something anyone can write it. It's very simple. But what I will do, I will restrict it. So I will give only the select access to this person. Okay, what if he is my senior manager? And for this senior manager, I want to give insert access as well. Very simple. Grant insert on customer table to Kiran. Now he can insert the record as well. I've given only the select access, means only the viewing data permission. Viewing data permission. Now this one, it will be able to, even he can insert some records. Kiran can insert records because I'm giving grant option. Okay, but what if this guy left my company? I want to retrieve back. I have one thing like revoke. What access you have given, same thing you can revoke. Select, revoke select on customer TB. Now this time it will be from Kiran. Initially it was to Kiran, now it is from Kiran. This will actually take back all privilege. Select privilege. Select privilege. He will not be able to run the select code. Why? I've taken back the permission. So if you go to the company also, you need not do all this, your manager will do it. Which table you want to access it, what is the permission that has been given, everything they will take care. If they think that it is a sensitive information, they will not give grant option. If they think that this is fine, you're trustable, you have signed all the terms and conditions with respect to our something goes wrong, you will be take that responsibility, maybe they will give you grant option. Okay, so this is the code. You can see there is no syntax error, everything is good. But in the real time, like I don't have any person called Kiran, so I will not be able to show because this is my completely developer version. If it is in the server, everyone will be connected to one database, you will be having different account. Kiran will be an account, like Santosh will be an account, Mahesh will be an account. So different accounts will be there. Everyone will be in with respect to one organization. Manager can give the access or grant the access. But query is this one. This is what the query is: grant and revoke. Okay. Any question? Any questions?
No, Santosh.
Grant is giving a privilege to the user. Revoke is take back the privilege from the user. Very simple. Okay. So now, as part of our course, we have completed our basic level, right from our syntax. Like we have seen some commands, we have seen some syntax, and we have seen some database object creation. Created a database, created a table, dropped a table and database. Or also we have inserted some record, and we have seen how to see the records. It's using the select code, and also we have updated the record, and we have organized into different data definition language, data manipulation language, data control language, data query language, and finally transactional control language. These are all the basic commands which we have gone through in the last 4 days. Okay, so let's move on to some other advanced concept in the next class. Like we'll work with some practicals, and again we will go with the advanced topics in the upcoming session.
Santosh, I have a question.
Yeah.
How to grant permissions to DDL commands?
How to rank permission to DDL? See, DDL is something which is already created. Like for example, you are telling that grant create on, means anyone can create a permission. Okay, but usually what happens in the real time, create, alter everything, like already you will be having a permission, they'll be able to do it. But the thing is, do you think this information is sensitive? This information is sensitive? Column name?
No.
Column name may not be sensitive, the data is sensitive. and that is the reason you are restricting the data here. Column, anyone can add it. Anyone can add it, anyone can create the table, anyone can alter the table, anyone can do anything. But again, you will be doing with respect to client's permission only. But the data inside that is what sensitive.
Some
That is the reason.
administrator, right,
I'm sorry,
to perform.
you're telling something I did not understand.
Yeah, we need to have some administrator permissions, right, to have all the access, like renaming the columns, renaming the table names.
Yeah, usually admin will do, but what I would say is Power BI developer will not do it. He'll just take the data from the data, but usually administrators, database administrators, DBA, we call them as a DBA, and you have separate role like SQL developers, PLSQL developers. So all those people will be accessing all the table or creating it, renaming it. But you just need to understand at basic level. We are not going to see, even now I'm telling whatever you have seen here in the insert update, in the real time you may be not running it, because basically you will not be the person who will be doing this. There is already a person who is doing this, but you have to know how it works. That is what we are teaching here. But in the real time, this is something will be done by administrators, or maybe this will be done with something with respect to SQL developers. So those people will be taking care, but you have to know how it works.
Santosh, sorry if you don't mind, could you please explain that auto commit thing? I missed it.
Okay, so auto commit is something like I'm telling my system, see something. What happens is whatever you do the change here, it will directly go and update to the database server. You run an insert, it will go and change here. You run an update, it will go and change here. But I'm in a learning phase. There is possibility that I will do some mistake. So I will draw one barrier. That barrier is I will set auto commit equal to 0. That means you wait for my command commit. Unless and until you hear the word commit from me, you do not save the record to the database server. That is what the auto commit meaning is. By default, auto commit will be on. That means whatever you make the change, it will go and update here. That will happen. But what I am telling is you wait for my commit statement.
By default, the auto committed will be on, right? So even if we start transaction and if we do commit, it doesn't work.
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
If the auto committed is on, then if it start transaction and do some update, then will it get updated or
No. If you're setting auto commit equal to 1, rollback commit, everything will not work. This is the first condition you have to telling that, so that I have control over what transaction has to be saved, what transaction do not have to be saved. This is very important. If you don't give this, what is the purpose of all other things? It will not work.
okay, even if we start transaction also, it won't work if it is up means.
Correct. Directly it will go and update it. So always auto commit should be 1. In the real time, they would have set in the system configuration. Since this is a developer system, this is something which we have to run it manually. So set auto commit 0 is something which we are running manually. But in the real time, what happens in the real time is like the company will be setting for you, because every transaction is important. What if you do a mistake? So always this will be set to 0 only. You will be having control. If it is set to 0, you can commit whenever you want, you can save to whenever you want. But if it is 1, no need of writing anything, directly it will go and save it. Your rollback will not work, commit will not work. By default, it will go and commit it. It will directly go and make entry directly to the server. There is no barrier here.
Okay, Santosh, now I understood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any questions?
Class.
Okay.